Ukraine's authorities say another huge Russian missile attack has hit different regions of the nation. On December 29, 2022, multiple parts of Ukraine, including the capital, were targeted by a massive Russian missile attack. The largest wave of strikes in weeks targeting power plants and other important infrastructure during freezing conditions. Air raid sirens might be heard all around the country. According to preliminary assessments, Russia fired 69 missiles targeting energy installations, with Ukrainian forces shooting down 54 of them, according to Ukraine's military chief, General Valery Zaluzhny. Several persons were injured, but no deaths were reported at the time. Russia sent explosive drones to specific districts overnight before launching air and sea-based cruise missiles launched from strategic planes and ships in the morning, according to the Ukrainian Air Force. The extensive attack was the latest in a series of Russian strikes on power and water supplies that have exacerbated the misery of the Ukrainian people. Since October, Moscow has undertaken nearly weekly such attacks as its ground forces fight to maintain land and advance. According to the regional government, air defense systems were activated in Ukraine's capital, Kyiv, on Thursday to deter strikes. Explosions were heard around the city. According to Mayor Vitaly Klitschko, at least 3 individuals were injured and hospitalized, including a 14-year-old girl. He issued a warning about power interruptions in capital, urging people to stock up on water and charge their electrical gadgets. Dmytro Kuleba, Ukraine's foreign minister, criticized Russia for launching the missiles during the winter holidays, calling it senseless savagery. There can be no neutrality in the face of such vast atrocities. Pretending to be neutral equates to siding with Russia, Kuleba tweeted. Russia and Ukraine are stuck in an attritional conflict after more than 10 months of fighting. The Ukrainian military has recaptured tracts of Russian-occupied land in the country's northeast and south, and it is continuing to resist Russia's continuous attempts to seize the entire industrial Donbas region in the east. Simultaneously, Moscow has attacked Ukrainian power plants and other critical infrastructure in an effort to weaken the country's resolve and force it to bargain on Russian terms. However, the period between strikes has grown in recent weeks, prompting some analysts to speculate that Russia is attempting to ration its missile supply. While the Ukrainian military acknowledged success in shooting down incoming Russian missiles and explosive drones following previous attacks, some nevertheless managed to reach their targets. For hours or days at a time, most cities have been without heat, internet service, or electricity. Ukrainian Prime Minister Denis Shmyhal stated a number of energy facilities were damaged in the country's 10th such large-scale strike. Russia is attempting to deprive Ukrainians of light ahead of the new year, Shmyhal stated on Telegram. He stated that in some regions, emergency blackouts may be required. Anastasia, a physician who took refuge Thursday at a subway station in central Kyiv and offered only her first name, said she was tired of the war. "We have no idea how long the war will last. It's difficult to be terrified every day and to put your life on wait," she explained. According to their mayors, numerous explosions occurred in Kharkiv, the country's second largest city in eastern Ukraine, and in Lviv, near the border with Poland. Mayor Andrei Sidovy said on Telegram that 90% of Lviv was without power. Trams and trolley buses were not operating, and households could face water outages, he warned. In a potentially explosive event, a Telegram group associated with Belarus Presidential Press Service reported that a Ukrainian S-300 air defense missile landed in Belarusian territory early Thursday. The missile could have deviated off course accidentally, according to the report, and there were no injuries. According to a statement released by the state Belta news agency, the missile was downed by Belarusian air defense over the western Brest region and landed into a field, according to the Belarusian Defense Ministry. Belarus served as a staging area for Russia's invasion of Ukraine on February the 24th. And there are fears that Moscow's close ally will try to create a justification to join attacks on neighboring Ukraine. Roman Buzargin, governor of Russia's Saratov area, said Russian air defenses shot down an unidentified object near the city of Ingles, which is home to a Russian air station that serves as the major hub for nuclear-capable strategic bombers participating in missile strikes against Ukraine. The Russian military reported that Ukrainian drones had targeted the Ingles base twice this month, most recently on Monday. According to the Russian Defense Ministry, 3 personnel were killed by debris of a downed Ukrainian drone. Ukrainian officials have remained vague about the strikes on Russian soil, refusing to take credit. Earlier this month, the United States agreed to provide Ukraine with a Patriot missile battery to strengthen its defenses. The United States and its allies also promised to deliver energy-related equipment to help Ukraine withstand attacks on its infrastructure. According to Mikhailo Podolyak, an advisor to Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, Russia's goal is to destroy essential infrastructure and mass kill civilians. We're waiting for more recommendations from peacekeepers about peaceful settlement, security guarantees for RF, and the necessity of provocations, Podolyak tweeted, making a mocking allusion to statements from some in the West urging Ukraine to seek a political solution to the conflict. Kuleba, Ukraine's foreign minister, stated on Monday that his country wants a peace meeting at the United Nations within 2 months, with Secretary General Antonio Guterres serving as a mediator. He stated that Russia must face a war crimes tribunal before engaging in direct negotiations with his country, but that other countries should feel free to speak with the Russians. In response to the meeting plan, Russian Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Maria Zakharova described it as delirious and empty, calling it a publicity stunt by Washington that attempts to present the Kiev dictatorship as a peacemaker. It's an attempt to lend validity to a worthless conversation that will not be followed by any meaningful steps, Zakharova said during a press conference. According to Russian officials, any peace proposal can only be implemented if Kiev recognizes Russia's authority over the territories it illegally acquired from Ukraine in September. A 10-point peace plan first presented by Zelensky at a Group of 20 summit in Bali in November includes full restoration of Ukraine's territorial integrity, withdrawal of Russian troops, release of all prisoners, a tribunal for those responsible for the aggression, and security guarantees for Ukraine. British Ambassador to Ukraine Melinda Simmons, commenting on the latest bombing, declared on Twitter that Russia does not desire peace with Ukraine. Russia wishes to subjugate Ukraine.